Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. And now to honor America, please join in the singing of our national anthem. Representing the three-time Stanley Cup champion New Jersey Devils, Arlette.
I feel like I'm at a game. Oh my gosh. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
Hi, this is Chico Resch. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Happy Devils Sunday. And about it.
Oh,
Hey, how's it going?
not
Happy
bad.
Devil Sunday. Welcome to the Let's Go Devils podcast, the Big Show Sunday night edition, where we're talking about, Jack Hughes is, it started out very, very impressive, but from the ending, oh boy.
Can't have nice things, Scotty. Can't have nice
Can't
things.
have nice things.
Can't have nice
things.
Jack
Show off,
Hughes
you
is-
have a little fun,
Oh.
and then, yeah.
He's
Yeah.
a darling, one of the darlings of the All-Star game. Has one of the great shootout attempts in the shootout. He didn't even shoot the puck, which made it even better that, he had one of the best shootout attempts in the entire All-Star competition. Although, not to hate on Jack, I would love to see who had the idea to do all that. But Zegras was way better.
Oh, the average Joes
Oh my god! Sorry, I just realized.
that you're talking off mic.
No, I just realized that. I made my camera stop.
Oh boy,
Hold on.
he's
hold on.
frozen, folks. He's frozen,
Oh.
frozen over,
Jack Hughes.
like the frozen tundra of the Rock. There he goes. Happy Devil Sunday, everybody up there on the old Facebook Live, Twitter Live, YouTube Live.
Oh my
Beer Baron
gosh.
is in.
I'm in jail or something.
You're in picture jail over there.
I don't know what happened.
Not getting things going. But we want to talk about Jack Hughes had a big weekend. He really did good. I'm a little frightened about some of that stuff happening in that All-Star game, namely him and the Chris Kreider connection. I don't want to hear any rumors already of someone jumping and going across the river, okay? I don't want to hear any of
he's
that.
got 8 years. He's got 8 years to figure that out, man.
Well, I don't want to hear anything about that. But I do want to hear is as our good friend who
There we go.
is not on. Hey, there he is.
Got
as
it.
our good friend who is not on the show tonight, but he usually is. Shorts guy. He's also on the Hockey on Tap on Mondays. He's usually here with us on the big show. Every now and then he pops into all the shows, really tell you the truth. But he made the comment in our little group chat, wow, look what Jack can do with a real winger. Well, I know it's an all-star game, and we got all that. It was fun, but it's still something that's been debated, something that's been talked about for quite some time. Getting these guys some help. Got a lot of goods down the middle there. The outside. Listen, we all love Jesper Bratt, but man,
we need more.
I would love for Jesper Bratt to be on our third line. That's what I want. I want 2 solid lines of like insane, and then Jesper Bratt pulling up there on the third line, just tearing and cleaning house against other teams' third lines because he can. He's got that kind of skill. When he was down there with Mercer and Janssen earlier in the season, they were tearing it up because the talent exceeds most other teams' third line on the offensive side. That's what I dream for someday, Beer Baron. That's what I dream for.
That's a reference that not many kids would get, but our generation would.
Scooby-Doo ending.
Heather Locklear showing. Okay, anyways.
Can we Scooby-Doo ending like these last 2 seasons or these last like 10 years? Can we just like Scooby-Doo ending them?
Demask?
This happened. Yeah.
You demask, Pavel Zacha, and you're like, oh my God,
Mark
you've been Mike Rick.
What are you doing here all this time? Oh yeah, no, Mackenzie Black.
I would have gotten away with it if it weren't for you kids.
Yeah, you take off Damon Severson's mask and you're like, Jeff Bookaboom, I knew it. I knew it was you, Bookaboom, all the time.
Mackenzie Blackwood, Mike Richter, how dare you? I don't know. And half the people tuned out. All right, so anyways, yeah.
What if this podcast went this way instead?
What if we just went off the rails every time we talked? Because this is what it's supposed to be like. It's like a normal conversation of 2 guys that were born in New Jersey.
Well, normal.
Who talk
normal
over each
us.
Other. Normal for
us.
us. If you're from our area, it's normal.
Yeah,
but going back to what you said about getting Jack some help, I mean, that and there is the problem because where are you going to get that help from? You can make a trade, but then you have to think about what assets are you willing to give up. And Alexander Holtz is having a nice season in the AHL, but every time he seems to come up to the NHL level, he goes, I forget how to play hockey. And I mean, that's
overwhelmed.
He seems overwhelmed, and that's a maturity thing, and that will come. And if listen, you hope that what he's showing in the AHL, and he shows that flash and that brilliance, like you hope that, next year he gets this, maybe at the end of this year, he'll get into more regular season games and start getting more meaningful minutes. Because putting him on a line with Hughes would be great, right? It just, what kills me about all of this, and we'll get back into this because I just, as I'm saying all these things, like, bring Holtz up and put him on Jack's wing and blah, 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 blah. And it just, in my head, this red flag and this alarm is going off like wasted year. There's a wasted year of Jack's career. There's a wasted year of Nico's career. There's a wasted year of, a lot of these guys. And it sucks because you watch the team and you're like, man, if we could put this together and that together, and then you start go, okay, well, what? Let's start bringing some guys up from the AHL. The only reason you're having this conversation is because they suck. And that's what's really hard. And I mean, like, we are going to have the conversation soon because it's going to be coming up real soon, actually, of what moves did they make at the trade deadline? They're clearly going to be sellers now because there's no way in hell they're going to be buyers.
Listen.
Unless they buy off a team that's already losing. So
the answers are in that room, Beer Baron. Okay, the answers are in that room. Who will be traded? That's right.
Yeah, exactly. And it's unfortunate too. You know what I mean? Like that's, I don't know.
I mean, we're gonna see. I mean, what is it? March. It's mid-March, right? It's like the 20th or 21st is the trade deadline, or is it in the beginning? I can't remember if it's like the 4th or 5th, or if it's like the 20th.
Let me
20th, one or
find
the other.
out. Let me find
I can't
out.
remember what it is, but yeah, I mean, first and foremost, we're gonna see what we can get for PK Subban. By the way, congratulations to Mr. Subban for being in one of the funniest movies to come out in a very long time, Jackass Forever. If you have not seen it yet and you are really looking to reminisce about the old times, well, nothing, like seeing your friends get kicked in the nuts can like bring back old times and good memories right there. It was just some good, dumb fun that everyone needed. But if you're unaware, PK does show up quite in the middle of I think it's more in the beginning when they're doing the cup test, the old cup test challenge with Danger Aaron. And
oh my God,
dude, the dent that PK leaves in that cup, I mean, it is just he nailed him. I mean, he nailed him in the face too. He got him right in the dude, it's one of the best. I got spoiled, no spoils, but
yeah,
I already did kind of. But anyway, go see that, and you'll go see our friend PK Subban, who, though he was sporting some red and black attire in the movie, he might be wearing some different colors there by the end of the season. I mean, I think he's going to be obviously our top commodity that people are going to call up for. I think a lot of people are going to be calling up about Jesper Bratt as well. But the way he's performed,
okay. Well,
man.
all right. So we might as well dive into it. March 21st, by the way, March 21st.
Okay, 21st. Okay.
Not too far after the old birthday there, pal. But
that's right. That's right.
Let me put it this way. The team has pieces that they could move, right? They could move Severson, which would make Sam Wu very happy. They could move,
Sam Wu would be ecstatic.
Oh, he would be over the moon. Over the moon. He would jump on the podcast and do his Sam Wu report, and he'd be like, I told you. Be patient. I told you. He's gone. And I'd be like, oh my God, all right.
Listen, I think anybody on the team not named Jack, Nico, Dawson, and Dougie, and I hate to say that about, Jesper Bratt and Ryan Graves, but hell's bells, those two guys could probably bring back I'm not saying that I want to. I'm just saying, looking at the team, those guys would bring back something quite substantial because they're some of the few players that actually have value on our team right now.
Yeah, well, I highly doubt Graves is going anywhere. I highly doubt.
No, I don't either. I'm just saying in terms of value, those two, are you never know what you might get offered for them, though, so you never say never. But I mean, be like 99% sure those two as well. 100% Jack, Nico, Dawson, Dougie. 99, I got to be super blown away, Connor McDavid type of thing, or some sort of superstar generational player, and it's part of a big, massive package. Okay, then maybe that's different type of story. So I'll say 99% no on Jesper and Ryan. Everyone else can be had.
Yeah, I believe everybody else could be had. I don't, and I say Severson, it wouldn't shock me if he got traded. I don't think he will.
No,
but
because he's actually got some value. What other of our defensemen actually does really have value? Well, if you're not giving up Graves and you're not giving up Dougie, it's PK and Damon.
Siegenthaler, but he's another one I don't think they would want to move. And that's the thing too, is you don't want to mortgage the future to make the rebuild go even longer. You have a good chunk. You have a good chunk of the rebuild done. Don't get rid of all the lumber and start going, screw it. Get Siegenthaler and Graves and see what draft picks we can get, because then you're starting all over and over and over again. I don't want
draft picks. I want established players so this team plays better next year. That's what I want. Well, I want this to be a trade for someone who's like established. I don't want no more friggin'. We got tons and tons of draft picks right now. Like, let's get some established players. That's what I'm talking about. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. Like, this team needs some goaltending. Like, we're not going anywhere with the goaltending that we have right now. So for me, that's what I'm looking at. But we'll see what Fitzy does. He says all the answers are in the room. I think all of us might beg to differ, with those statements. But
yeah, but the answer could be the trade. An answer could be a trade. You know what I mean?
I think it was. I think it is. And honestly, like you said, Damon Severson is not someone we really, besides Sam Wu, would be first on our list to get rid of. But if you're looking at value around the team, I think Damon Severson probably has more value right now than PK. Like on our team, it's like Dougie, Ryan Graves, and then Severson, and then PK after that. I feel like, teams are going to be trade value. Is anyone going to come calling for Pavel Zacha? I don't know. I feel like he's destined to be one of those let's swap with another first round pick that's just not working out somewhere else type of deals,
and that's the thing that's going to make me really upset, because when they do have to cut bait from Zacha, and you can almost see I don't want to say the writing is on the wall about that, but you think that maybe he's not long for the world here, whether they just let his contract run to until free agency, or he does become a chip in a trade. And listen, we could be dead wrong. We're not paid professionals. I know there's probably some idiot out there like, these guys don't know what they're talking about, blah, 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 sandwich in my face. Well, you're probably right. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I will tell you this. just off of a hunch, off of like what we're looking at, and from a fan's point of view.
You're right. Yeah. I don't know what I'm talking about. I teach America's youth. All right, that's what I do. True. I'm a school teacher,
and I am. I don't teach them how to do mathematics or read the English that well, but no, seriously, you look at Pavel Zacha, and it's really sad. And what's going to make me really upset is when he gets traded, or when he goes or moves on, I could totally see him being one of those guys that just puts up not monster numbers, and I don't think he's going to start leading the NHL in scoring or anything like that, but a really serviceable, where he belongs, third liner. Could you imagine what damage he would do on like a team like Boston or a team like Washington that has depth, that don't need to put him up in the top two? Could you imagine if, like you were saying about Bratt, you look at Zacha, you look at Bratt, the makeup of those guys, and you put them on a third line on pretty much any like contending team, and that's a hell of a third liner to have. I would put, if we had the punch, I would put Zacha on the third line all day, every day, all day. He could definitely put up some good numbers.
I feel like he's been on the third line, and then he usually sleepwalks through the game when he's down there playing. I don't know. I just feel like his compete level goes down on when he gets. I don't know, and I think that's an issue with Pavel Zacha. I don't know if the NHL is just too much for him or something like that. If like he needs to be in one of those European leagues, like where it's just not as intense and on it. But it does, and there's moments where he has good back checks and stuff like that, but there are times where it just seems like he's just like skating out there. Now, Jesper Bratt, on the other hand, I feel as though no matter what line he is on, you're getting that full 100% effort from him wherever he plays. Yep. Zacha, I want to see. I want this dude to do. I thought for sure he was going to be a 20-goal scorer this year, and be the replacement for Paul Mary up there on that top line. I was completely sold that this was going to be his year that he broke out. What is this, year 5, year 6? He's on the team now?
Something like that.
I think it is.
Yeah, something
he's
like
20. I think he's 24 now, 25, like 24. I got to look at his old, cap friendly over here and see exactly how old he is. But where is it? Pavel Zacha. He is. Oh, it just tells you what year he's born. Okay, we got to do math. 1997. Oh, he's age 24. There we go.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be 25 in April. Okay, he's gonna be 25.
He's
in
a
April.
baby.
I mean,
he's just a baby.
Is he though? But I mean, that's 7 years he's been in the league. We were always talking like, oh, the experience he's gonna get from being in the league that long, so young. You're not gonna be able to buy that. It's gonna be so good. Like, I feel like with Pavel, it's just like it's been the same story over and over again. You know, like you see these little bursts, but never anything consistent. You know,
you just nailed it on the head with this whole team is consistency.
yeah.
You know, and like listen, like we said the last year when they were losing, and then the year before and the year before,
when they were losing,
we get into these conversations, and it's like the same. I start having deja vu. I'm like, oh my God, wait, are we back to where we were? Like, are we saying the same things over and over again? Because we are, because it's the same conversation over and over again. And as fans, like, I don't care, like, who you, like, we have this conversation, but like, I'll go and like just BS with somebody or like bump into a buddy or like, we'll just text it with somebody and be like, yeah, blah, blah. Like my one friend, like the Devils will be playing, will be like, oh my God, hey, they're up 2-0. Oh, they're up 4-2. This is going into the third, baby. All right, here we go. And they lose 6.
Hey, they lost.
And
they lost.
Yeah.
Well,
so it's like,
I feel like we're back to Rangers. Remember when we had Rangers hate week last season, and the Devils were down like 3-0 in the first. I feel like that's the point that we're at again now. The last like 2 games, they were down like 3-4-0 in the first period. I'm like, it's the same time of year again as Ranger hate week last year, and the same crap is happening.
It's the same crap, and they just look lifeless out there. You know, like I listen, I would never go out there. I coached like hockey, but I didn't coach like freaking even high school level hockey, or you know, it was like a high school kids, but it was a roller league. So it wasn't like I'm coaching like, oh man, this is real ice hockey stuff. I know the game, like I've been around the game.
You still went out there with a shirt and tie, though. I saw you.
Yeah.
You out there with a suit
clipboard.
and tie. Oh, yeah.
Clipboard.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I should have. Actually should have.
Beer Baron had the old varsity jacket, like the outdoor games, you know, whenever he was coaching outside and stuff
and a
like
fedora.
That. Oh,
and a fedora.
Yeah.
Cigar. I'd like burn somebody if they weren't paying attention. It's a different time, folks. No, I'm kidding. I would never do that.
What's that guy Norm Macdonald? Ralph Abernathy or something like that. What's that?
But like, you know, you watch the team, and like the team just, there's games, especially the last couple right before the All-Star break, where they just look into it for a minute, and then they're just like,
We're not
like,
gonna win. Who cares?
Here's a sloppy pass. Yeah. And I hate when people are like, oh, Nico needs to stand up, blah, blah, blah. Yo, okay. Yes, the captain should like go in the locker room and be like, get your heads out of your blanks and try to rally the troops. But that is more of a response, because they could all respect Nico as the captain. They could all go in there and be like, yo, Nico's our boy. Like we'll go to war with him. That's not the issue. The issue sometimes is coaching. Like if you've played anybody that's played sports, if you have a bad coach, you could have the most talented players in a room and they could care less. They could care less. I've played for some coaches that were so god awful, and they're like, their motivation was like telling people how much they suck and, you know, things like that. It wasn't like, oh, it's a cool old school way, I'm going to give you tough love. It was like just bad coaching. Like, you're a bad coach, and then you tell us that we suck because you put us in a position to lose. And I can't tell. This is the hard part for me, is the optics of this team. Is it the coaching? Is it the players? Is it a little bit of both? Like what? Because, you know, it's funny. I was talking to my parents, actually came by yesterday, and they were like, what the hell does this team need to do? Like, what do they need to do? And I said, I have no idea. I don't know if you went out and brought a Tortorella in here, if everything changes, you know, and is that what they need?
I don't think so. I don't know.
But that's the thing, is like, Nasruddin has been here for quite some time. This is his second regime, right? You have Lindy Ruff, who, you know, hopefully his message is not being lost on the room. You have old ways of doing things. I don't know if you need a full shakeup from top to bottom. I mean, it's crazy. How is it that the NHL team is an absolute dumpster fire, but our AHL team, the U, they're having a blast. They're winning. Kevin Dineen's like got the players in the right position. Is it that we should just promote Deneen up to the higher ranks, or I don't know what the hell to do. This team is so perplexing. It's weird.
I mean, I 100% agree with you. I don't know what it is, because we do have these people who are supposed to be these superstar potentials, and it's not, I don't know. It's not working out that way so far.
Yeah.
It's just,
that's like that. I don't know is the appropriate answer. I don't know.
Yeah.
No idea.
I really don't.
It's like
And
being a kid in a
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was just trying to glance over some of the, free agent coaches out there.
And nothing is like. And listen, I wanted Gallant so bad. I know he didn't want to go to New Jersey, and probably rightfully so. I wanted Gallant so bad before they hired Ruff. Like when he just left Vegas, and there was that opportunity, which it never made sense why he was let go by Vegas. He was still winning. I forget what the reason was. There was like some kind of reason that they were like, yeah, we're tired of him. And they're like, oh, tired of him? The dude's winning. I don't know what he's doing, but he must have been pissing somebody off. And so they got rid of him. And then he goes to the Rangers, and look at what they're doing, dude. Look at what they're doing. Look at they have pretty much a very similar team. In fact,
to Vegas,
we were all laughing. We were all laughing at like what they were. Oh, they brought in Ryan Reeves. Oh, they got another tough guy. And we're like, oh, they're taking a step backwards. Maybe not. What? Egg on our face, because they're doing something right over there. And I hate to admit it, but it's true. Like the coaching makes a huge difference, as we all know. But Gallant went into New York and has made a huge impact on that team. Chris Kreider is having an outstanding season.
He really has. I mean,
the team overall is like insane.
Everything that he touches basically is going in the net this year. As we saw with Jack Hughes in the All-Star game over the weekend, him and Kreider hooking up together, and a nice, pretty goal there. So, man, it's a lot of I don't know. Something's got to shake up. Something's got to shake up. It really does. It just feels so stale, and like what the hell is happening? Jack looks like he's having such a good time out there on the ice. Why is it so difficult when he, puts on the devil sweater and goes out there? Why isn't he having the same fun?
When you're losing, it's not fun. I don't care how you could be having rainbows shooting out your butthole and the happiest person in the world, and you go out into a team that's constantly losing, and it will zap all that happiness right out of you. Just like the fan base. Look at us in the beginning of the year. This is how it feels like. We start off, oh my God, all right. And I remember you saying, no, it's okay. Remember, I was like, I don't know, Scotty, I can't get too excited. And you're like, no, it's okay. Take my hand, be excited. And we ran off into the wilderness. They're gonna be great, I tell you. And then it's just like you're watching.
No, they weren't.
And it's like getting a brand new car. You're like, I'm gonna get a brand new car from this shifty looking dealership over here, and you jump in. This actually happened to me in real life. And you jump in it, you're in love with it, and it looks really cool, and you're like, man, I love this thing, and you're like, oh, super excited about it, and you start driving it, and then it's just like, oh, okay, well, that little thing is happening. Yeah, you're like, one little thing happens, and you're like, oh, okay, whatever, and that's like, a COVID protocol, and you're okay, whatever, we'll get through that, and then all of a sudden something else happens, you're like a check engine light goes on, you're okay, no problem, I'll get that checked out. It's like Dougie Hamilton going down. And it's just like one thing after another until it finally just catches fire on your birthday, which is what happened to my truck. It actually physically caught on fire while I was waiting and getting money out of the bank at the drive-thru. Some guy's like, hey. He goes, hey. And I'm like,
your freaking car's on fire.
Look at your car. I go, what are you talking about? He goes, your car's on fire. I pulled up. I look underneath the wheel well. Sure enough, there's the flames.
Car's on fire.
Gatorade. Yeah, car's on fire. And that's the Devils. And the Devils are my 99 Durango. That's the New Jersey Devils. That is what they are. Horrible, beautiful, fun looking car. Just a giant pile of garbage. And I mean, and the other thing too that I want to say that I was so happy about over the All-Star weekend. I watched the game. I actually watched the All-Star game yesterday, it was pretty fun. It might be the first one that I watched in a couple of years. I watched the Stars competition. That was fun. They were ESPN loves Jack Hughes. They love him. They want him to be the next darling of the NHL. So bad.
They want him on the Rangers. That's what they want. They want him on the Rangers.
They want this like American kid to be like the next face of the NHL. Him and Zegras. You would have thought like Zegras and Hughes were, putting up 30 goals in the All-Star game. They were talking about them so much, and I was like so pumped. Then he gets damn COVID, but once again, can't have nice things.
That John Hamm's got to come out of nowhere.
Yeah,
damn Ham.
Like you, John Ham. John Ham. I can't even say your name right now. Get me all mad. John. What kind of name's John?
John. Way to go, John.
John Ham. I think he's a Rangers fan, anyways.
No,
I actually think he is.
Diehard Blues fan.
Is he?
That's
right.
That's right. Yeah, from St. Louis. He is a huge
that's why.
Blues
That's
fan.
he Petrangelo won the old Blues connection.
Yeah.
Damn Ham.
Damn Ham.
Damn Ham.
Rum Ham. Rum Ham.
I've been rewatching every single Sunny.
Nice.
And listening.
Nice.
You want a good podcast too? The Always Sunny podcast.
Their podcast is hysterical.
It's so good.
It's
hysterical.
Oh man. But yeah, tell us what you think over there. YouTube Live, Facebook Live. Benji, we need better management. Benji, how are we going to make the playoffs? Riley Walsh. Yeah. They never gave Holtz. Steve Tortaz says they never gave Holtz a real run with Jack or Nico. Needed 6 to 8 games sample. Okay. We'll see.
Well, that's what we're saying before. They bring up Holtz to give him like, oh, you get 7 minutes tonight. But the NHL, you guys got to remember, very few people can go from playing collegiate or playing international and jump right into the NHL. Very few, and do it at a high level. I know all of us have very high expectations of Holtz, and all of us really think that he can do a lot of great things. But you can't. Yeah, I mean, some guys, they come into the league and you're playing against the best of the best. That's like any professional league. The best, kid. You're going up against the best. And you're getting your head beat in. That was very DeVito. Like you see guys in college, and football is the same way. Like every sport is the same way. You have guys that are absolute studs in college. That you see quarterbacks in college that put up monster numbers. They go to the NFL and they can't do squat because you're not playing, Florida International, Atlantic Central University. You're playing against guys that were, top D1 athletes. You're playing the best of the best. The NHL, same way. Like Jack Hughes dominated, the USHL or whatever the hell it's called, the development league, dominated the development league. Comes to the NHL, it's different, man. It's a different beast. It's pretty crazy. It's pretty crazy.
By the way, real quick, did you see any of the NFL Pro Bowl skills thing?
No, I did not.
I saw like about 5 minutes of it. They were doing like this quarterback competition, and man, I don't know who it was. One of the quarterbacks was Mac Jones. I don't know who the other one was. And it was like you have to hit the big targets in the corners of the end zone and all these moving things. Man, these guys were just missing left and right. And then Russell Wilson comes up, and you're like, oh, this is what a real quarterback looks like. Like every shot was just like boom, boom, like hitting the target, like on the money, every single one. I was just like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
See the difference there.
That's
but
crazy.
That's what we want. That's what we want Jack Hughes to eventually be. Kind of like a Russell Wilson, you know? Someone may, he's a little undersized. So what? Goes out there, proves everybody wrong, and it's just money in all the situations, and is basically the franchise up there in Seattle, you know? Like it's Russell Wilson. Oh man, I'd love to have him on the Giants. But anyway.
They would have to mortgage. They would have to mortgage your entire future to do that.
I don't.
They would. They would have to give up so much. Yeah, for what? For 3 years of Russell Wilson
just
prime.
Do it. Just do it.
Just to get one more. Get one more ring.
Just do it. But yeah, you know, that's what we're hoping Jack Hughes would be, and he had a great showing this weekend. You know, it was nice to see him out there. Lots of interviews. He had the Hattie, right? Because he had the empty netter at the end, so that was good. But what he had, like 5 points, 6 points, or something like that during the All-Star game.
Should have been the MVP. Got ripped off.
Should have been arguably the MVP. I was a little shocked actually that Drew, but I guess it was the empty netter hat trick. Maybe if it was a pretty wicked wrista or something like that, you know, it would have been a different story. But either way, he had a great showing. Good for the team, but we need that to continue. Now, unfortunately, Jack had a great showing, but you know now he's down with COVID. So I guess he's really one of the last guys on the team to have it, you know, be struck by it. And, you know, I mean, because once you get it, you're going to get your antibodies, you know, and then you're not going to be able to be infected for a little while. And then, you know, I guess he just made it through that initial surge that we had maybe like a month or two ago, you know, kind of unscathed. So hopefully, well, we know he is, we know he's all vaxxed up. So hopefully it doesn't, you know, affect them too long and, you know, nothing too serious, and he can come back, because it would have been nice to see maybe like, hey, can we get a little momentum from Jack's good showing over the weekend? A little spark for the team, you know, and now all of a sudden, not going to see him probably for a week or two. Hopefully.
Yeah, and they're
hopefully
playing
I mean, hopefully not. Hopefully tomorrow he tests clear and it's all done and no worries, you know. But
and they're playing Ottawa tomorrow night. Yeah, they're playing Ottawa tomorrow night, and Ottawa is like basically record wise, like us. I think we have one more win or something like that. But they're pretty much right, or they may have one more win. I think they have 15, we have 14. So we both suck. So there, so there's that. But you know they both really suck really horribly. No, but so
well, you know what's even worse?
Nothing's a given. I wanted to say like, oh, we could have a team, we could bounce back and have a good game against a horrible team, but we're horrible too. So no Hughes. Oh, good.
I think technically we're actually a worse team because
we have more losses, right?
We have more losses, but we've played more games. So
yeah,
so we have
winning percentage. Yes,
played. Yes, our winning percentage is 389. Theirs is 400 because they've played only 40 games and have won 14. We've played 45 and only won 15. By the way, we're a negative 37 goal differential right now. Ottawa's only negative 26.
God.
At least we're not Montreal though, with the negative 73. That's pretty terrible.
And that shows you the importance of one Carey Price.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, you know what? I really hope that you know, Carey's going through some serious stuff, and you just hope that he's getting himself better, and you hope that he's doing the right thing for himself and his family. And you know, you can't imagine having to walk away from the career, the sport that you love, and doing the right thing and being a man and being a real man and walking away from hockey to get himself better. So I applaud that, and I you know, I can't say enough about what he's doing. But you take him away from the Canadians, and who? It's bad. And then, you know, Cole Caulfield fell off the face of the earth. Their whole they went from being in a Stanley Cup final to possibly
Listen,
getting a first overall pick.
They got hot last year. I don't think anyone called Montreal like getting all the way to the Cup Finals last year.
No,
I think
nobody really did. No,
they were a nice Cinderella story, but if you go back and probably replay that playoffs another 99 times, that's like the like Avengers, where they're like, it's only one scenario that it happens that they defeat Thanos. That was like the one scenario where the Canadians actually get it to the Cup. It came true that one time. But other than that, I don't know if you replay that playoff. At 99 out of 100, I don't think the Canadians make it at any other time.
No,
it was a lucky run for them. But good for them. It was a lot of fun last year watching it, but now, they are down in the dumps. Down there with us. Hey.
And I hope they realize that Bedard is not in this draft class. He's like another year away. But by the way, that kid, if you're not sure who I'm talking about, he's like the next Connor McDavid, according to people that are professionals.
Mm-hmm.
He had a slick between the legs goal. Pardon me, I'm like choking on soda. I shouldn't have drank. This is why I can't drink a soda while we do this. It makes me like hiccup.
Beer only.
Yeah, only beer. I can drink carbonated beer, but I can't drink carbonated soda.
Exactly.
Doesn't make any sense.
Makes perfect sense to me. One's beer, one's soda.
One goes down smooth. One is killing you from the inside. One you're drinking silk, and the other one you're drinking razor blades. I don't know what to tell you, kid. But yeah, dude, and that's the thing too, is like we're going all the way back to the conversation in the beginning. Is we're talking about like who they could even trade for or who they could trade with. You don't want them getting draft picks. But man, if you could figure out a way to get an unprotected first for next year when Bedard is coming up, then you have a team that's like cuspy, like borderline, and you're like, yeah, we'll give you Pavel Zacha for a first. Yeah, sure, no problem. And by the way, I'm not stupid. That would never happen in a million years. But in rookie mode in GM world on like NHL 22, yeah, we'll give you a first round pick for Pavel Zacha, and then you get like lucky, and that team sucks horribly bad, and they fall right into the first round pick, and you get Bedard, and then you have another stud. I think he's a centerman, but whatever. But yeah, that's a true question. What could they get? And you said you want to get somebody established, but that means you need to you're trading almost like that 1-for-1 Larson for Hall kind of deal. Or are you trying to,
well, listen, if we could get one of those again, line it up, buddy. I'll take it any day of the week.
Yeah, but are you going to try and do that, or are you going to try to get a guy that's right on the brink?
Man.
You want somebody on the brink? Yeah, that's what I mean.
I want like an established
goaltender. What, a backup goaltender? Like you want to go down the
no, man.
The
like
Corey Schneider, Schneider.
I want like a Hellebuck, man. Like a guy who's who's stuck somewhere. That's what I want to go get.
You can't.
That's what I want to get. I want to get someone established like that.
You can't pry a Hellebuck away. You can't. That teams are not going to be like what. Okay, so let's look at it this way, and I'm probably going to understate this. If you called Winnipeg and they didn't hang up on you after you talked about Hellebuck, if you said, I want Hellebuck, they would probably say, okay, we'll take Nico, we'll take your first, we'll take I don't know, Luke Hughes or Ty Smith. They're gonna want a king's ransom.
Okay.
They're gonna want a king's ransom for
this is where I think
goaltending.
This is where I think you might everyone's gonna talk about Holtz and everything like that, but the dude has got tons of hype. This might be the time to make a trade on hype.
Let's see.
Hold
on.
I remember years and years and years ago. Remember a wonderful, and I know this is a different sport, but it's the only thing I can think of off the top of my head here. Do you remember the so wonderful Jabba Chamberlain? Oh, it's Jabba time.
Yeah.
It's Jabba time. I used to tell our good friend Joe Morella, trade him now, because this dude is not going to last, and his value as at an all-time. Are you kidding me? Jabba and Phil Hughes are going to be in the rotation for the Yankees for the next 15 years. 2 years later.
By the way, Joe doesn't
He's like-
sound anything like that, but
sort of, as dumb as that sometimes with his Yankee talk. But I mean, Gleyber Torres, there's another guy who's been like floating around everywhere. Trade him for the big piece that you really need. That's what the Yankees need to do. They got enough hitting. They don't need another Gleyber Torres. He's already gotten traded twice to win a World Series. Trade him next time. Trade him now before his stock goes down and people realize he can't actually play the field anywhere. So do it now. Don't wait on, maybe that's, I don't know. I'm just throwing out these examples and everyone could go crazy. These are just hypotheticals. But it may be time to trade some of these big prized prospects, hype deal, I don't know.
Here's something that's a little bit more tangible, okay? Because here are some goaltenders that are going to be free agents at the end of this year. As of right now, because things change, people get new contracts, blah blah blah.
There's nothing too exciting, I don't think.
Marc-Andre Fleury, Darcy Kemper, Thomas Greiss, Yaroslav Halak, Korpisalo from Columbus. Not bad. Braden Holtby. No. Martin Jones, Jack Campbell, Casey DeSmith.
Jack Campbell might be I'm sure that
Toronto's going to re-sign him.
Yeah, they're going to re-sign him.
You don't put him in the All-Star game and just say, "All right, thanks for bringing us to nowhere." Corey Schneider, Scott Wedgwood, Keith Kincaid.
See, this is why I say that maybe it's time to make a trade, because you're not going to find. I'm not talking about one of these goaltenders. I want like an established goaltender who's going to be there. Much like when we brought in Corey Schneider. Even though I didn't really agree with that move at the time, because it obviously PO'd a certain number 30 who's hanging on behind my shoulder over here, obviously. But Corey was an established force in the NHL. Everyone knew he needed to be a number one goaltender. It was just with Luongo. They were a dynamic duo. There were times where Schneider was playing over Luongo, but that's the type of established goaltender I would want. And that's why I just keep going back to like Hellebuck, because I don't know. I feel like where is Winnipeg in the standings now?
I don't know, but I want to kind of go through something else, okay? So here are some names of potential free agent forwards for next year, okay? Evgeny Malkin, and it wouldn't shock me if Malkin actually made it all the way to free agency, because I don't know what their cap situation is in Pittsburgh. Claude Giroux. Same thing with Philadelphia. I have no idea what direction they want to go. Phil Kessel. You can imagine Kessel getting moved at the deadline just to be brought to a contender. Joe Pavelski, which ship has kind of sailed, and Joe, although he was in the All-Star game, I think he was the oldest All-Star attendee this year. Patrice Bergeron, Ryan Kessler, Johnny Hockey himself, Johnny Gaudreau. Jersey Johnny. Just saying. Philip Forsberg, Dustin Brown, Andrew Ladd, Palat, Max Domi. Ooh.
All right, that's a more interesting name, because a lot of these guys are on the tail
older,
end of their career. Yeah, but that's an interesting name there.
Kadri, that's a good one. Ryan Strome. There's a lot of guys. Ryan Strome would interest me. Kadri Kadri's he's still good. He's still good. Domi, Nino Niederreiter, which is another name that is there's a lot of forwards on here. Once again, this all is tenuous because a lot of these guys might get re-signed or whatever.
Oh yeah.
But there's a lot of really good names. Let's while we're doing this, might as well go to the defenseman.
Kessel is too slow for Hughes.
No, I wouldn't say Kessel. I didn't say we should bring over Kessel. I'm just saying.
No. I'm just reading. I'm just reading some comments just from everyone on Facebook Live, Twitter Live, YouTube Live. Thank you, everybody. By the way, Kadri will be overpaid from Omar. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, see, I mean, like Drew Kessel. I mean, they're really that's the established I like, but they're also on that backside of their career, you know. And again, I just feel like I'm almost convinced now that this team's biggest problem is goaltending. Like the goaltending is just atrocious. Like it's just got to be better.
Yeah.
And I don't know, is Nico Dawes and Akira Schmid the answers? Oh, you can't say that one way or another. But I've never been 100% convinced on Mackenzie Blackwood. I want to be. I know a lot of people are. It seems like.
I think a lot of people
like Olympic teams and stuff, and it's like, really,
yeah,
Mackenzie Blackwood for the Olympic team?
Because he shows.
Do they watch
like
Devils games?
Yeah, he shows like these moments of just like of unbelievable brilliance. But then, also felt like.
But then he goes to sleep for a while.
Yeah, or he lets in a goal where you're like, dude, if Schneider did that, there would have been
get that big walrus. Like
there would have been
from that commercial. No sleepies. Oh, Grimace or whatever his name is. No sleepies now. Just throw like fish out on the ice towards him stuff, you know?
Yeah. But what the hell? Now I lost my train. Well, when Schneider was in goal for the Devils, like he couldn't do anything right. He would have a shutout, and people would be like, "Marty would have done it like 100 times better." Blah 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 blah. He could have like
that's
a 50...
the problem with replacing a legend, you know.
Well, obviously, obviously,
it's
like
tough.
he could have a 50 goal or a 50 shot shutout and stand on his head, and people be like, Marty would have done this after playing 73 games in a row, which is borderline right.
Yeah, let's see him do it in the playoffs like Marty used to do it. All right.
Yeah. But I think a lot of the love for Mackenzie also came from moving on from Corey. I think that was a lot of people that were like anti-Corey, like so anti-Corey, fell in love with Mackenzie Blackwood, and Mackenzie Blackwood there couldn't do anything wrong because they were like, oh, finally we got somebody. Oh, look at this kid. Oh, look at these saves. Oh man, look at that. And then it's like he's pretty good, but I mean he has moments where he's dog crap, you know what I mean? Like you can't get too excited about it. Well, that's what I'm saying is like you go from the best of the best, and even and that's the thing too is like we glorify Brodeur, rightfully so. There was points, especially in the tail end of his career, where you're like, golly, if they have a breakaway, Marty's in trouble. Or like he would let in these like really soft goals, and you'd be like, oof, all right, come on, Marty, let's get back at it there, kid. But you know, everybody falls off after a while. But you're 100% right. Like if they could get a good, and that's the thing is Fitz. He's been trying to do it. He brings in Crawford, and you're like, hey, established, cup winning, boom. He will push Mackenzie Blackwood to get that #1 job. All right, and he's retired. What the hell just happened? I just bought his jersey. What just happened?
And he's retired.
And he's retired. And then you're like, all right, fine, whatever. And you know, we get into the situation we have this year, and I think we're on our like 8th goaltender or something like that. You know, and I think oh my God, I'm blanking on his name. Who's our backup that we brought in? Not Gillies. No, not
Kira
Gillies.
Smith?
No, who's our backup that we
Nico
brought in the
Dawes?
beginning? No, the beginning of the
Bernier.
year. Bernier, thank you.
Ber-
Bernier came in, and it was like he signed until I think he signed for 2 years, this year, next year.
2 years. Mm-hmm.
And everybody's like, "Hey, Bernier, all right, established, check. He's
Did great with
pretty
the Red
good.
Wings last year. Kept them
Did
a
pretty-
horrible team. Kept them in so many games.
I mean, he's I think he won a cup with the Kings, right? Didn't he win one of? Or was it a backup
Maybe.
with the Kings? Him and
I'm
Quick.
not sure. Him and Quick?
Maybe.
I think so. Maybe. I can't remember.
Anyways, he's established. He's good. He's great. Oh, good. Oh, I love it. And he's hurt.
And he's gone.
And he's gone. Oh, he'll be back. Nope, he's gone rest of the year.
Yeah.
Like, what the? Like, you can't make it
Here-
up.
Here for health insurance purposes only. That's
Yeah.
that's
We got, oh, look who's
Oh, he's back.
Hey, listen.
Just in
Hey,
time
guys,
for
you-
the end.
here. You're talking to my favorite people in the world, and they're the reason why I can't watch my own team here. So,
Oh, well, I'm
Mm.
actually still on hold with them.
oh, great.
Ah, very nice.
Yeah,
very nice.
you know, canceling accounts, overcharging me, you know, all that stuff with Comcast.
All that fun stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll charge you for
All right,
services
well-
you don't even have because we won't give it to you.
Oh yeah, or put my existing accounts to an address that I've already moved from, you know, that kind of stuff. But
Yep.
still working on it. But are you guys ready to jet or
Yeah. We could do our final thoughts, I suppose.
Yeah, we could do some final thoughts. You know?
Otherwise, it's going to be us complaining for another hour.
Well, yeah, I know us being frustrated with it, and I think everyone has a very strong right to be frustrated with this team. We've seen the inconsistency, we've seen the flashes. We know the talent is there. Jack Hughes was flashing it all weekend. We've seen the hustle from Nico. We've seen it from Jesper Bratt. It's just something is not clicking when they're on the ice, you know, with this game plan. So, listen. Ottawa's coming up here. This is a team that they should beat. Kind of sucks because Jack Hughes currently is in COVID protocol, and well, since the game is tomorrow, he's probably not going to be playing the game. So that kind of sucks. But still, it's an opportunity for someone. You know, come on, Jesper Boquist. You've been here a long time. Let's see what you got. Pavel Zacha, come on, man. Step it up and let's get it going. Let's put some pucks in the net. We know you're going to get the hustle from Nico and Jesper, Dawson Mercer, Andreas Janssen, but we got to see those pucks go in the net. This is a very, very beatable team. Let's go out there. Let's play a little energized. Let's have a nice run here at the end of the season. See if we can get maybe a 5-game winning streak at some point instead of another 6-game losing streak. Oh yeah, by the way, we're still technically on a losing streak. So let's start there. Let's stop the losing streak. All right, let's win. Let's feel better.
If you're a coach, I would have ran through a wall for you, buddy. That was a good one. That was a good one.
If I had a Rocky theme on the background,
Yeah,
you know, like that would have been even better. Yeah.
I didn't hear no bell. You gotta get up.
I didn't hear no
Um,
bell.
The thing about winning is it takes. No,
That's like South Park with Bat Dad and Randy at the end
Oh,
when he gets
God.
up.
Oh, I'm
Hey,
sorry.
Bat Dad.
I'm sorry.
I love America. I love
That's
America.
It's one of the best episodes ever. The establishment of Randy is one of the
I
greatest
didn't hear
characters
no
ever.
bell.
I'm sorry. I didn't hear no bell.
I didn't hear no bell.
I'm gonna go watch that episode.
But,
All right, so I guess my final thought would be the All-Star games. They were great. I still think they can do more. And surprise, 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 the NHL has chosen who to be in an outdoor game. Ding, ding, ding. You guessed it. Somebody that's probably already done it 3 or 4 times. The Boston Bruins are going to be in the NHL Winter Classic next year. Who blanking Ray? Who cares is more like it. Who cares? The same teams, the same teams, the same teams. NHL, here's something that you need to get over. This league is changing under your feet. There's exciting young talent. There are new faces. There are new teams that you could take advantage of and not keep redoing the same thing. Also, why not give some of the other players in the league an opportunity to have this once in a lifetime opportunity? Oh wait, it's only once in a lifetime if you're on one of these other teams. If you're on, Boston, it's like a 7-time in a lifetime type of deal. Get new teams for the Winter Classic. We could have a whole podcast about this next time.
Who are they facing?
I don't know if they announced that yet.
Okay.
It's probably going to be like St. Louis or another team that's been in it a bunch of times.
It should be Montreal, isn't that like? I mean, that's like one of their biggest rivals from back in the day.
Yeah, but it's so annoying. But do something different. Do something different. Get some teams that haven't done it yet. Get the Islanders. Who cares? Like put the Islanders with the.
At Carolina, I have fun watching those Hurricane games. I think they're all over the place.
I think Carolina is going to be not the Heritage game, but whatever the other outdoor game is.
Oh, okay.
I think they're doing something else in Carolina or near Raleigh or something. But
get Seattle. They'd sell that place out in a second,
dude. Vancouver, Seattle, outdoor game in Seattle. That would see took all of 2 seconds to come up with that great idea, Scotty.
Yeah,
2 seconds. And the NHL sits on the damn Bruins and the original 6. That was long ago. Move on. I would yell louder, but my kids are sleeping.
And please, by the way, did you? We didn't even get to talk about that plan that the Coyotes are going to play in a 5,000 seat college arena.
Bring them to Quebec already.
Just
enough.
Move the damn team
enough.
to Quebec. How hard is it? So
freaking embarrassing. Like it's embarrassing for the players. It's embarrassing for if I were a Coyote, I'd be like, listen, man, I don't know where you need to trade me, but you need to trade me. I'm not playing in ASU's arena, and I don't care because it's not even just about being in front of 5,000 people. Heck, they played in front of nobody during COVID. It's about the amenities of the stadium are probably
in front of nobody before COVID.
Well, yeah, that too. I mean, the amenities are probably nowhere near like what the NHL is. I mean, it's embarrassing. It's a joke. It's a joke.
It really is.
And Gary Bettman,
they'll sell out every single night.
Game.
Every night.
And wouldn't that put the Canadian teams, wouldn't that put them at an even 8? I think because right now they have Toronto, Ottawa, Montreal, Winnipeg, Calgary, Vancouver,
Edmonton.
So bringing back Quebec would put them at the even 8.
Would 8, yeah.
Bam! You could have the Great Canadian North as one whole division, which would be wild. That would be wild. The North Division, and maybe throw like Detroit into the North Division and like Boston or something like keep that North. Division.
Or you can put Quebec into the East, into the Metro or something like that to actually have a Canadian team in the Metro.
East. In the Metro, yeah. Man, smart ideas. Smart. Wow. But then the Pacific, because right now everything is even with Seattle coming in, so they evened out the Pacific. So you'd have to rotate somebody out of.
Sorry, Metro. Detroit. See you later. You're back in the Western Conference.
Back in But they're not in the Metro though. They're not in the Metro.
Peace.
You what?
Yeah, and then move Columbus. And then move Columbus over to move
Columbus back.
Yeah.
Back into the Central. Put Columbus in the Central. Then move. I think Dallas is in the Central. Dallas is close enough to the West. You can move them into the West. Are they in the West or are they in the Central?
No, I think they're in Central. Or are they in the Pacific? I can't remember. Either way.
Hey, I know we're overtime. We're overtime right now, but who cares? Because now I need you to figure that out. Oh, welcome back, Sam Wu.
They are in. Yeah. They are in the. No, they're not. They're in the. Where the hell is Dallas? Oh, yeah, they are in the Central.
I'm still on hold, by the way, with Comcast. But I just want to put I just want to put my final thoughts about that Seattle, Vancouver. That's an original 32 team, Seattle.
Original 32.
Original 32.
Original 32.
Well,
original 32.
They were a team in they won like a Stanley Cup back in what, the 1908 or some crap like that, or 1912.
Move Columbus. There you go. Move Columbus to the Central, and then move Quebec into the Metro.
And then Dallas to the Pacific.
You don't have to. You just switch them. That's it.
Oh, why? It's because Arizona's in the Central?
Oh, yeah, they are.
Oh, boom, bing, bang, boom. Done. See that, Gary? We did your job again.
Done.
On the podcast. Anyways. All right, buddy.
Took all of 3 minutes. Wow. Problem solved.
We should walk into a boardroom like Charlie Kelly and Mac and Dennis and just lay out a plan.
I mean, it's really common sense.
Pepe Silvio. I keep getting the mail for Pepe Silvio.
It's common sense. Some places it works, some places it doesn't. It didn't work in Atlanta. They had to move. It didn't work in Arizona. They're going to have to move. It worked for a while, but not anymore. Dallas, it does. LA, it does. Anaheim, it does. Tampa, it does. The Panthers, not so much. But some places it does, some places it doesn't. But anyway, we're getting out of here. And we're going to be back tomorrow for Game Day Live, Vinny and Sam. And then I'll be around afterwards for Devils After Dark, wrapping up the Ottawa Senators game, which we hope is a big W for the New Jersey Hockey Devils. Beer Baron, it has been a wonderful time chatting with you once again. I miss you as always out here on the West Coast. Although I do love the warm weather, and I'm glad I'm not buried underneath 3 feet of snow like you guys are.
Yeah, well, we're not buried under the snow. It's just ice, and it's...
Oh, it's just ice now. Okay. Yeah, good to know.
Ice.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Well, drive safe, everyone, and we'll be back tomorrow. Don't forget, Game Day Live, Woo Report, Hockey on Tap, and Devils After Dark. Action-packed full slate on the Let's Go Devils podcast network here, Primetime Radio Studios. Until next time, let's go Devils.